for those, Pratik is actually not new to CSAP, right? Because we have had one of his earliest movie, Wrong Side Raju, 2016, and I think to be honest, I think it was put on CSAP in 2016, I believe.
No lights?
Lights.
We want lights on Pratik.
Yeah, we need lights.
Okay, so, and the other thing I would quickly wanted to mention, for those who were not here yesterday, Pratik got a prestigious award here at the CSAP. CSAP bestowed him with I believe it's called, what is it called? SAFA Award. So they gave a SAFA award to him. So I want to congratulate him for that as well. So, and again, I wanted to do a quick introduction in terms of his background. Amit actually did this yesterday, but again, with those who are not here, Pratik began his career in theater actually, which by the way, he still continues. And he moved into regional cinema and has built a remarkable body of work across Hindi films and web series, from films like Dum Dum actually, Do Pyar, Agni, Madagascar Express, to some of his powerful performances in web series. Most of you guys know about his 1992 Scam, which was a big hit. And since then, he has done several other ones, including The Great Indian Murder, and most recent Sari Jana Sech. So his rise from what I would call rags to riches, or rags to popularity, from Wrong Side Raju to become a national name is nothing short of his inspiring a story of persistence, talent, and versatility. So let's welcome him and let's start some conversation on the movie. But before I get into the movie, Pratik, again, as I said, your journey has been from theater, Wrong Side Raju, and to now. This spanned probably what, 12, 15 years, careers. Maybe you can share what were some of your highlights of your last 14, 15 years of career. What were some of the most challenging things that you encountered, and what did you enjoy doing some of these roles?
First of all, thank you very much, everyone, for spending this evening with us. Thank you, CSAT, for giving a good platform for a film like this. As he was just mentioning, the journey, I guess it is 2025, so I just completed 2 decades, 21 years in Mumbai. So I guess it was an absolutely organic journey for myself. I come from a city called Surat in Gujarat, if many of you may know. Surat is known for diamonds and garments and food. And I belong to none of these. Even after being Gujarati, I don't belong to a business family. So coming from teacher's family and passionate for theatre since childhood.
And you have an engineering degree?
Yes.
So he has an engineering degree.
I keep saying that I have multiple passion disorder. I get passionate about multiple things, and one of those was engineering. So I did diploma mechanical B production, and I worked in the industry for almost 16 years. So 2016 was a deciding year for myself, where I had to choose between a corporate career and an entertainment industry. So was leaving a certain paycheck every month to get into an uncertain industry, where if you get everything, and if you don't get anything for years. But I guess I give it to my upbringing and to doing multiple things together that helped me survive in Mumbai and find my feet there. Gujarati film, Gujarati theatre is where I started. So Gujarati theatres, then Hindi and English theatre, and then Gujarati film started in 2012. 2012, where BAR was released, which changed the path of Gujarati cinema since then. Wrong Side Raju, which was screened here, won National Award in 2016. And that was a time where a lot of things were changing even in my job, and I had to decide, so I plunged into it full time, thinking it was now or never situation for me. Did couple of Hindi films as lead's friend, as many of us start like, so friend's character was where I started with. And then came 2019 where I auditioned for Scam. I started shooting for it. The moment we were done shooting, in 10 days, lockdown was announced. The whole world was shut. Everybody was confined in their houses. And after 8 months, I guess, 9th October, Scam released. And practically 10th October morning, my life changed.
Wow.
And it absolutely changed. I could not step out of my house the way I would do every day, wearing half pant and t-shirt and go to buy vegetables. I still remember 10th October 2020 morning, my mother told me that get some potatoes, and she also gave me the price that he will ask for 20 rupees a kg, but you don't pay more than 16 rupees a kg. So I was bargaining there with that vendor, and a daughter and a father, they were looking at me and they were discussing amongst themselves that, is this the same guy that we saw yesterday on Sony Live Scan? Initially I thought, because I used to stay in Kandivali, which is predominantly a Gujarati area, so I thought they must have watched one of my Gujarati films and that they must be discussing that. But then suddenly, in just 2 minutes, there were 10-15 people discussing Scam, and they started taking photographs, and I was in that half pant and carrying a bag of potato. But that actually gave me such a good feel about the whole thing that happened in my life. Because since then, the whole journey changed. I could see a lot of faith and trust in the maker's eyes, which was my dream ever since I went to Bombay. I always wanted to be in the brain of the writers and the heart of the director, where they decide anything, my name should come out first. And by God's grace, that started happening after 2020. And that's the result that I could do films like this. I could work with the best directors in the industry, and one of them is Ghamasan Dulia. I did 2 projects with them. One of them was The Great Indian Murder, and when we were shooting Great Indian Murder, he approached for this film, and it's his world, the heartland story, a gritty, raw, and natural storytelling. So that's how it is, and this is my first ever tour to all film festivals. I started with TIFF. We went there with Gandhi. Then went to a film festival in Alberta, Calgary, where my film Phule was screened. And I'm here with Ghamasan. So absolutely grateful to the journey.
Thank you. Great. Speaking of Ghamasan Duria, he, as you said, he gave you The Great Indian Murder and this one. But the roles are completely opposite. In the other one, you are, corrupt cop, and here you are, macho. So tell me a little bit more in terms of your roles in both of these. Which one did you find more challenging, interesting, in terms of how you played your character in each of them?
So the moment I had to do Scam to change the career path, I understood one thing, that nothing is bad. You had to do Scam to get into people's heart. That's the best part about all these characters, whether it's a negative character, positive character. Largely I see them as grey character, and that's what I enjoy the most, that make them human. Even if he's a dacoit, in his mind he's hero. And he has his own reasons to do something. So that's the only approach that I took for this. And Ghamasan Dulia has a very unique approach towards storytelling. If you have seen all his work, like Mansingh Tomar is one of his films, which is my favorite film. His storytelling is a very unique way. The way he approaches scene, he approaches scene from the midpoint, the high point of the film. And then we approach it left side and right side both, which is a very challenging thing for an actor. And Ghamasan Dulia, another great point about him is that he's a writer, actor and director.
Wow.
He comes from National School of Drama. He's also done theatre. He writes his own script. So whenever the scripts are written, he writes the dialogue in a particular meter. So the dialogue lends as is. Even if I don't do anything much, I just be aware, just be available there, and create that moment, it largely works. So it is easy to work with him and extremely difficult to work with him.
All right. That's the thing I wanted to ask you. In terms of the variety of roles you have done, especially you've done several biopics. Obviously, Gandhi is the most awaited one, Pule, and then obviously Scam, Harshit Mehta. Compared to all these other what I would call as fictional characters, like cops and lover boys and comic, you have done comic as well. Between those two kind of genres of things, what are your challenges? What did you find? How difficult it is to step into the biopic of the individuals like Gandhi and Pule versus fictional characters, right? How do you compare those, and how do you see this?
As far as comparison is concerned, I generally go by the script, and I see the arc of the character, the emotional arc of the character, and that's where I see myself, getting to play the character where I can add value to the script as well as the character's arc should add value to myself. But I enjoy biopics. Biopics have a couple of challenges. Like the story is known to the world, ups and downs of that character is known to the world. Largely everything about that character is known to the world. But what is not known to the world is the psyche of the character. What must be happening inside his or her brain and heart when he was taking certain decisions. So that is a very interesting area to explore as an actor. And that's what I did even with Harshit Mehta's character. That's what I did with Jyotiba Phule's character and Bhuvan's character. So though biopic characters are written in a way where the story largely is already written, already either filmed also in some other part, but you still get to explore it from a different point of view.
All right, sounds good. Let's take some questions. Anybody questions from the audience here? On the movie,
I'll
anything
get
else?
started if that's okay. I don't think I think my pitch is pretty high, unfortunately. Pratik, welcome to Chicago.
Thank you. Thank you.
Surat has produced a diamond. It doesn't matter if you work in diamonds or not. Right? So I have to begin with that, I'll come to this movie later, but I think I absolutely loved you. My husband knows as the very quintessential Bong Oniruddha. You played it perfectly, and thanks for that performance. I've watched quite a few movies recently.
You need a mic, dear.
After watching Oni, okay. So after watching Oni, I think I was intrigued to watch more. So I watched Mumam, I watched the Greece side.
Sare Jahan Se Achha.
Phenomenal again.